Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. We're here, M&S.
This is actually, we're in the last week of the regular season. We're going to be recapping whatever had transpired in the past. And
A little bit recapping.
Looking forward to what's going on
More
in the future.
looking forward and more generality of the landscape of the league right now. Unbelievable. First game this week was the LSU Tigers.
You know, I just want to say, before we get into it, it's right now, second to last night of the regular season. We have a makeup date. And aside from the Patriots, which we'll get into a little later, every last team is alive. Going into the week, every team was alive. And this is the way we like it.
And
Competitive
better,
all around.
more than alive is every team playing controls their own destiny
Well, it's
all the
amazing.
way through.
It's fascinating how it comes down to that.
It's what we love. We didn't arrange a schedule thinking this, but it worked out. Thank God.
Thank God it's right.
So Monday night, it was Tuesday night, LSU Tigers, big matchup simply because a lot of trades. LSU
It was right. It was
got Eddie Nissim for Tuna.
Right, and as we know, Tuna has now currently bad blood with his former squad.
And he was talking smack and he was not hiding it.
I heard he went to Glopby and gave the team the cold shoulder, ordered, and then walked out.
Yes, walked out, didn't eat in there, hasn't done that in years. And truth is, it's been bad blood. It's been terrible. And he made no two bones about it. He thinks they're bad.
Right.
He thinks they're a two.
Right. This is a quote from Tuna, because they're a two-man team. It's Michael Cohen, Sully Cohen, after that trash.
That's what he said.
So that's an actual quote from Tuna.
Very interesting turn of events happened to start the game. We like starting on time, which we did.
So we enforce start times. Everyone should know that. We were not starting a game later than 8:15. It was 8:15, and both starting pitchers were actually not there.
And we started.
We said, too bad. So to lead off the game, to start the game for the Cubs, Jimmy Malach, the defunct backup pitcher, gets on the mound.
Gave up a leadoff single.
Leadoff single, which we're going to note that, very important. Michael
Yes.
Cohen had a leadoff single to start the game, line drive right field, and then he got out of the inning.
Well, he pitched well. He actually induced a double play ball on hot-hitting Avi Dweck to end the inning.
And then
Nemi Katz.
Bottom of the first inning,
Right.
Eddie Nissim came off a plane from Iceland.
Yes, a nice little bachelor party.
And
changed in the parking lot. He looked
unbelievable.
Yeah, he looked great. He had two 5-hour shots.
So
he looked great.
He missed the first inning. Katz came in, also shut the door 1, 2, 3.
Note, it's a 7-inning game. Games like this, our league, for the most part, has been low-scoring games. 5-4, 4-3, 6-5. You know, that's what the meat of lineups really only see 3 innings most of the time. So when you have backup pitches knock down the meat of the order to start games, pretty impressive, pretty cool.
Now, to start second inning, all of a sudden both pitchers came up. I think it's the first time in league history there were 4 pitchers in 2 innings.
Yeah, two different teams, wild.
All of a sudden, Tuna came also fresh from the parking lot, running, buttoning his buttons, zipping his zipper, and Tuna went on to have the most historic night in his young career.
He threw a shutout, but more than a shutout.
He actually, in the 6 innings that he pitched, you probably heard about it. If you didn't hear about it till now, we're telling you right now. He actually threw 6 innings of a no-hitter.
No-hit ball.
He came up to face his old squad, and he not only did he shut the door, he dominated.
The closest real no-hitter we've ever had in this league was actually by Amir Safdie. In the 5th inning with 1 out, Butchie Cohen got a hit. I don't recall otherwise looking at it.
So I saw M&S stats and info. I actually did see that, but I think right now to date, this is probably the best pitch game in regular season.
And it's not like it
close
was
to Rob Salomon's 6 strikeout performance in 2009. But 2010. But up until now, this is probably the best regular season. With all the games going into it.
And right, I was about to say, it's not like he was up 9-0. It was a 1-0 game. And no score for most of the time, all the way through. So he's pitching through pressure.
So another notable trade, not trade, but snub, non-selection was Hank Dweck. Hank Dweck was not taken by this team again. They were sick of his act. And Hank Dweck made sure to make his presence felt.
Yeah, now he embraces his team now. I think he's extremely happy he's on his team and loves playing with Ali and Jimmy and Saban and with Mordechai Grazi, a good friend of his.
He actually hit a bomb to right center field. It was a sac fly.
Great catch.
Catch by Cohen. Made it 1-0 and essentially went on to be the game-winning run because the final score was 2-0.
2-0.
So that was game 1, went to Tuna. And underrated, no one was talking about it. Eddie Nissim actually pitched pretty damn good himself.
Pitched great, only get 2 runs.
Game 2 comes. It was a little more of the same to start the game.
Top of the first.
Avi Dweck hit a triple.
Big triple, opposite field, right field, went into what we call the black hole.
Right.
RBI triple, but runner on third with 1 out, and they couldn't cash him in. Michael Milech Couldn't bring home the
He's
run, the
actually
ground ball.
he's scuffling
Yeah.
very, very much of late. He needs to wake up right
He's
now.
their fourth hitter. Now, this is when the league starts for guys to get hot. This is playoff time for the LSU. If they don't win this game, what we're talking about now, they were done. They went behind. And they
Right.
went on to win in a great, great battle. It was a tie game. Big noted hits by Jack Box Dan.
Yeah, so more than that, Box hit the big hit for the night, that RBI off Ali's diving
yeah.
attempt off his glove. He also made a game-saving scoop at first base.
Early in the game, but saved 2 runs.
So listen, it's
Second and third, 2 out.
we're in a spot in the season where every game means something. That game belonged to Box.
Yeah, it really did.
So
3 hits, big hits. He had another huge hit to make it first and third, and some real hits he got. Some
Box
shots.
is coming into himself, and they actually need him because that lineup is
need him.
second half of that lineup is staggering.
Yeah, they're waiting for Shlomo Safdie to really step it up. He got a big sack fly, turned out to be the sack fly. That was the game-winning sack fly because they
Right.
went out to win 5-4. But they need him to step it up. Sammy Yessis got a big hit.
Got a big
but
hit.
again, all these guys got to elevate their game a little bit.
They were missing Soli. Cohen was not there. Their
Yeah,
son
Nussey
didn't do well. He
didn't do
actually
well.
crapped the bed. But right now, so they split. It put the playoffs positionings and everything up in the air. Everything is up for grabs.
Okay,
And
so very quickly, the next night,
next night we had one major storyline. If Norwood loses to
He's
the
done.
World Series winner from the previous year, he not only is he eliminated, he probably has one of the worst regular seasons in, I would say, a top 5 worst regular
in
season
history.
of all, in,
Yeah.
of all
and
years.
it is also, I mean, usually losing breeds to dissension in the clubhouse and people not having fun years. That's usually what happens.
So-
you very rarely see a 2-10 team saying, "Well, we had a great time."
So that honeymoon really came to a screeching halt.
Yeah, there's
They
some
had-
divorces going down.
So that we had Mavora was paired with Berry with Norwood,
Norwood.
and we knew there was a little bit trepidations in the clubhouse the previous year, and right away as the season started we saw it was souring, and they went
It just
boom,
kept-
and it crashed
it tanked.
and burned, not like the field burned, but it crashed and burned even
It
bigger,
really did.
worse
So
than the
now,
field.
They love each other and they're buddies.
We're talking
but-
about the softball field.
Yeah, but
so
a lot
either
of
way,
differences of opinion maybe.
big
And
to note that Norwood is his first time in how many years did it make the postseason? I think it's the first time ever.
in our league, yes.
First
In
time
our
ever.
league, it's his
We're
first
only
time.
talking about our league.
Right, and then-
First time, and he was in 4 of the past 5 World Series. So
Didn't make it. Now,
unbelievable.
it just, I think he didn't realize that the elevation of the league, the league went
It's
up
what we
in
call
talent.
the changing of the guard.
Right.
That's it.
and now, for a World Series winner not to make the playoffs, they call it in football, right, to have that hangover. It's amazing that Melech's team is a threat not to make the playoffs.
Right, so go-
That's the other team in the World
So
Series.
let's just quickly gloss over that night. We'll just say really quickly, A.B. Sackett pitched dominating,
Pitched
lights
great.
out. Gave up
Player of the week type.
Gave up 3 runs over
Yeah.
14 innings.
The second game, the first game he just really pitched hard, and I got to give Mark Cohen a lot of credit. That guy pitched through a lot of adversity this year. Game 1 last night, he actually pitched great in the first inning, and he gave up 4 runs. How could it be?
Bunch of shoddy defense
Oh my
behind him.
goodness! 3 or 4 straight errors by infielders. 1 dropped ball in the outfield that was ugly.
Listen, but
and
that's
then
what-
some walks and hits.
But that's what bad teams do.
Yeah,
They don't
that's what it
support
is.
their starting pitcher. So
and then he made the walks that he makes. So usually this season it was his walks, then the errors. Last night it was the errors, then his walks.
bottom line is they were not a good team. They were destined
They don't work.
for nothing apparently.
Right.
And
Now,
they're out.
They lost game 1.
So let's get into the most meaty part now.
If they would have won game 2, they could have scoreboard watched. But
Anyway,
nothing. Over.
I'll see you. Allah Mac. Have a nice day.
See you on the golf course.
God willing, next year you'll be back better than you were this year, hopefully. But you're done. You're yesterday's news. Let's go into tonight because tonight actually
This is when it gets fun.
is really going to indicate of how the postseason is going to be looking. Because tonight we have the LSU Tigers taking on the Blackhawks.
Right, LSU playing the second time this week. They're chomping at the bit to be back on this field.
So let's just play out with the scenarios right now. Right now,
LSU is 4-6.
well, I'm pulling up the schedule right now. But
Greenies
yes,
Tigers are 3-5. Still
Correct.
have 2 more games to play.
Correct.
So LSU, we said it in the beginning of the show. Every one of these teams control their own destiny.
And wait, and
LSU.
let's make sure to know. Also, the Giants, who are playing the last night of the season or whenever we
Right.
play it, are also 4-6.
Correct.
So we have 3 teams, 2 spots. One of these 3 teams are going to get the boot. Tonight is going to be a major indicator of what's going to go down. Because
If LSU wins 2,
right, if LSU wins 2,
they clinch a wild card berth.
Mabruk, you're in the 4-5 game.
Good. If LSU loses 2,
If they lose 2,
they have to scoreboard watch.
and it's a little interesting because
Very, very
the
interesting.
Giants are playing
Greeny.
the Blackhawks,
Blackhawks.
and technically they could wink, shake hands, and split,
It could
and
be
that
a split.
eliminates the LSU Tigers.
That could happen. So, but again, it's in Michael Solomon's hands right now.
Like
the
we said,
way it works,
everyone controls their own
well,
destiny.
they can't do that before his game. We're playing tonight, and he has it in his hands to clinch a spot. So if he wins, if he splits,
if it's a split tonight,
this is where it gets really hairy.
then all of a sudden I start pulling the hair out of my head.
No, my goodness.
Because in the last game of the season, if the Giants and Blackhawks
Split.
if they split,
Keep your head on straight now. Don't get nervous.
we
Don't
have
get confused.
3 teams with the same record.
So what would happen then? Very simple. What would happen?
Well,
Six
calm
would
down with the simple. Ain't no
not simple, but we worked it out. 6 would play 5.
right?
A 7-inning game at night, starting at 8 o'clock. The winner stays on the field and plays 4 the same night.
So it's a double playoff action.
Correct.
And it's
A
basically
play-in and then the wild
a
card game.
play-in for the play-in.
A
So
play-in
that's
for
what
the wild
happens
card,
if there's
say it
3
like that.
splits.
Correct.
Done. Now, if somehow, some way tonight we have a sweep,
Or if Greeny sweeps.
Or
If
Greeny
the-
sweeps.
Well, if there's a sweep either way, whoever sweeps tonight is in very good shape.
yeah, but going into the last night of the season, if the LSU Tigers sweep, essentially that last matchup becomes a best of 3 series.
That's correct.
So whenever that makeup date is, we would like to schedule it where it's basically 2 out of 3, and
That's
the
what it
loser
is.
goes home.
It's 2 out of 3. It is what it is.
So it's a lot of interesting action going on. Top of the standings, we have the Gonzaga 9-3, had the best
So
regular
they already
season.
now, big thing. We should have announced it to open the show. Gonzaga did announce who they want to play. They want no part of the
4-5.
Cubbies,
Oh, okay.
and they want no part of Dub Nation, better known as the
So they're
Raiders.
choosing the winner of the 4-5.
Correct.
Without
So-
knowing who the winner is.
Correct. That's
So
what
they're
they're
going to
going
say, whatever
It's
happens
funny.
with this.
At this point, they're choosing one of 3 teams.
Correct.
Because they don't know which one could be the 4 or 5.
I'll tell you what it is. They're choosing not to play 2 teams.
Correct.
Whoever else falls into their
Now-
lap, they'll play.
One thing I got to say, Tuna threw a no-hitter, and we give Tuna a lot of credit, and he deserves a lot of credit. That Cub defense really stepped it up as a team.
Definitely.
Allie Marshall had one awful game this year. Maybe it was week 3. A ball went under his
Allie
legs.
will make
he felt
sure.
slow.
I had 1 bad week, otherwise I'm the gold glove. How you not giving me the gold glove?
But I'll tell you what, the last 2-3 weeks he's been playing phenomenal at shortstop.
Lights out shortstop.
Really is. Simon, when he comes, is
Simmons,
great at,
when he comes.
is great at second base.
Question is, one of the underlying stories of the league right now
Beban.
is Beban. So Michael Saban Solomon's younger cousin, JoJo Mamie, was in the league last year, has been subbing almost every single week, if
Yeah.
not for BB,
He
for
became-
Simon, and he became a folk hero.
He became a
It's
landscaper of that
Beban's
team.
sanity. So without
Not the
them,
truth.
are they missing that extra magic?
Well, they have a Haron Dweck. Let's look at the real guy. Jackie Towell in center field is a big guy. And who's their left fielder? I keep forgetting. Oh, Zach Casson.
Right,
very
Zach.
underrated. Playing a great left
Zach
field.
playing well.
So their defense has been very, very strong. And Tuna throwing strikes and pitching well. They're a threat. And of course,
I want to go.
very, very rare that anybody picks an AB Saka
Right.
to face in the playoffs, especially
Listen,
with Nachman.
AB lived up to his draft status.
Hell yeah.
And also, let's look at the Raiders quick. The Cubs quickly, like you said. Ralph Sutton is a World Series winner in this league. AB Saka actually won a World Series on that Noom Sanity team. He was a pitcher on that team with Ellie RJ.
They didn't win the World Series, but no, the World Series was Mikey Schaum. The year before that.
Mikey,
made the
right?
playoffs.
Was he on that
Made the
team with
playoffs.
Mikey?
No,
he wasn't on the team. But that we know he has what it takes. He wins in
course,
other
yeah, he
leagues.
wins a lot all over the place.
Starting pitcher for Gonzaga.
Ralph Hannon.
Ralph
this league
Hannon
has won.
won the World Series and also won the Cy Young last year. So there's a reason why those top 3
They're
are where
there.
they are.
Yeah, they're there for a
and the
reason.
rest of them, we'll see where the chips
Now,
fall.
Nachman Yakubovic, I can tell you last night's into his zone, man. Playing shortstop.
Not Nussi, Nachman.
No, Nachman. He's stepping it up. He was in a little bit of a funk hitting, and it looks like he broke out.
Last night he had a triple and a home
And
run.
home run, and his outs were screaming line drives.
And let's not take away, he probably overall throughout the whole season is the most steady shortstop in the league.
yeah, he's
defensively.
right. He probably
So,
is.
listen,
for the whole season.
The
yeah.
standard of the league is where we want it to be.
Unbelievable.
It's the best it ever was, not the best it ever will be. We always have room for improvement, but listen, this is unbelievable. We're heading to the playoffs. We're in the down the stretch we come.
Now this is where scheduling. We ask everybody
We
to
try
help
our
us.
best. We try our best
We
to help
try to
everybody.
accommodate, and we ask you to help us. And we're looking forward because this is when every matchup gets sticky.
All right, may the
and
best
gets-
team, get into the playoffs, and may the best team win it all. But
always say-
now it gets really fun.
It's the hot team that's dangerous. Let's see.
Fasten
I mean,
your seatbelt, as we're in for a ride.
Yeah, now
How's it going, boys?
a little sneak peek. There's going to be a hit around / home run derby skills competition coming. So those teams that have a bye and have time to wait could come one night to the field.
The question is, will the power hitters want to join? Because usually that home run derby funks up your swing.
Nah, I don't think in softball it makes that big a difference. But hey, or maybe the teams that, I think people are going to want to be out there and chop
Of course they will. I'm just saying, everyone wants to hit home runs.
It's a lot of
Keep it
fun.
on your mind. Anyway, have a great one, boys. We're looking forward to an amazing postseason, as usual.
And our next time talking is going to be postseason baseball.
One of the postseason reviews, whatever it may be.
Can't wait.
Ever.
We'll see you then.
That was the shortest show ever.